TSM's draft. We're seeing those heroes once more coming through for the most part in the picks. We'll see if they were also in the bans. You do see Kestrel showing up in the bans as well, so maintaining that 100% rate.
Another interesting point to note here. Jewel also coming on to the Sovereign's Rise. That's not something we have seen very often. We're also going to see Kaz on Koshka, an early game dominant hero. We haven't seen that either. The game is ready. Humanist and Denominate, go ahead and take it away.
Yeah, buddy, Flash X, we'll take it away from you. This is going to be a great matchup, guys. Rogue versus TSM. But Denominate, we talked about TSM and the strengths they've been bringing out onto the Rise. Is this a draft that they can cleanly execute with once again?
I definitely think it is, and if you look over at the side of Rogue, they don't really have a clean way to deal with the mages that TSM have drafted here. The Samuel and the Celeste, this is the game that I think we'll see Celeste really start to break out, not just because Chuck is a absolutely phenomenal Celeste, but again, just not a lot of potential coming out of what Rogue has, unless if Jesus can make a clean engagement on the Jewel with a very crit heavy build.
I mean, I'm really excited to see this Jewel play out. You know, Jewel is one of these heroes that's always been up in my upper echelon of picks that I think is very underrated but has huge game impact once fully built, and we'll see if that's going to play out here. Currently, Jesus taking a lot of damage, has to dive up under that turret here.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and it is going to be difficult for that Jewel to make any engagements with Daniel being on the glaive. That's a stun potentially that can knock that Jewel away and keep the Celeste and Samuel safe. Kaz obviously on the Koshka has that yummy catnip frenzy, a long stun. Yeah, Koshka. And Shaded Talent, you know, we've been talking about how disruptive that Tony is, even just with that trash talk, giving Jewel a couple seconds of distraction. Oh man, I didn't even see Evil get caught there, but a little too close to that turret, it appears.
There's not much to say about that.
Little too far there, TSM. They're almost 1,000 gold here up early on, and that's something that we haven't seen from teams today, is getting a lead started early. A lot of the teams have been very even until about the 10-minute mark, so TSM building up a little lead early on, and you have to see that out of Koshka if you want to pick up the win.
Absolutely. But I mean, Koshka, what's the reason we haven't seen tons of Koshka?
Well, Koshka, she has her ups and downs, so she has a lot of early game potential with her speed and ability to take away enemy jungle. However, there is definitely a big downfall to her, is if you go into a composition where her movement is restricted, that's where she can really be punished. You know, up against like a Baptiste or even up against like a Tony on the other team, you know, any way to lock down that Koshka, she's usually very squishy because, you know, back in 3v3, we saw Koshka's actually building quite defensively a lot, but here in 5v5, it's all aggression, trying to steal away enemy camps, trying to get the ganks as quickly and potently as possible. So
there you go. Actually, like, even a little trash talk, pulling LeVar back, but Evo back into position here, as Sibs was having to farm this middle lane. Now LeVar taking a lot of damage. Cause one more attack, gonna get in there? Nope, respects the damage coming out of Evo. And Chuck just kind of watching his teammates actually do the work there. Chuck's happy to just keep laning if he can. They'll drop over, take this Crystal Trant, and it's just spawned. And it's very important that Cause can continue to rotate through this jungle. He gets the healing camp here, and this is exactly what he wants to do so he can continue to snowball. But he's been caught out. Louis Vuitton jumps forward, shock. Oh no, it's just an attack coming out of Sibs, and he's gonna be okay. That region is so incredibly good for him now. We actually have fighting happening around the top Crystal Train as well. Evil, he's got a couple attacks. Sonic Zoom comes through. Shaded Talent, he's got that healing flash. Daniel's got his own. They baited Evil in very deeply here. Sibs having enough time to rotate up onto the top side of the map. And Sibs just using his boots, getting jebaited into using his boots. And Jesus coming around the top side here. Didn't even see that rotation coming. No, nobody actually goes down as a matter of these rotations. And come on, Rogue, you can get this gold oak here, guys. Don't let it go over. They'll get that one. That would have been pretty troll if they didn't get that at least.
It would have been a feels bad man moment for sure, and it would have been Kaz with the biggest grin on his face too. But Rogue, they're able to pick up the gold oak, they're able to pick up the weapon Trant as well, and now Daniel, he's got to get out of here as Jesus and Sibs, they are coming, and they are coming angry.
Angry and I don't know. There's nothing going to be able to follow up on that because he was just so far out of there. They apply a little damage. Now they're going to get onto the turret. This is a great opportunity for Rogue to actually take this top turret. And then it's interesting to see maybe where Jesus will rotate across the map.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have to see if they're able to get this turret, though. One minion does stand.
And Sibs played that super defensively. I felt like that turret could have gone down. Turret stands. Daniels made his way back out. And it's kind of a swing and a miss for Rogue in that opportunity.
Yeah, it definitely felt like it. They knew Daniel had recalled here on the Glaive. It was just Shaded Talent coming, and while he does have some disruptiveness to his kit, he doesn't really have a ton of threatening ability to. But
Pause from the backside here. Rogue move in, they'll take the turret down, Cause jumps in, Jesus is the target, healing flask, he's gonna just Goomba stomp on Shaded Talent, he's got the fountain as the rest of TSM start to engage here, Cause onto Sibs, it's Daniel who's gonna go down first, Sibs kiting back, can't kite well enough, Cause will go down to a Thunder Strike out of Jesus, Shaded Talent doing his best, but 2 allies going down and a nice 1-for-2 trade there.
Yeah, that was definitely good for Rogue. They were able to put 2 kills on the board, and now they are going to be stealing away even more jungle here from the side of TSM. Rogue have actually, we were talking about TSM taking 1,000 gold lead in the first minute. Rogue have turned that around. They now have about a 500 gold lead and have that turret objective lead as well. So Rogue playing really good right now.
Really good right now. Jesus, Thunder Strike into the basic attack. Daniel taking a lot of damage. Now, where's Jesus at right now? Okay, so he's just got the Serpent's Mask up and running. This is pretty interesting. He's definitely going for the long game on this Jewel build. And it's just going to be a monster as he gets into this 3rd item, really. Contest over the Crystal Trance. Sibs able to secure that. Cause can't really effectively get in there. And now Rogue collapsed down onto the Ghost Swing. Do TSM want to do something here. Can they do it is the question. Soulstorm comes on through. Jesus able to secure that up. Cause taking a lot of damage, taken on down. Sibs will get that kill. Now Hammy forced to use his boots as he squirts out towards the east side, and Rogue super clean rotations all over. From the very beginning of this game, but especially the last couple minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. And picking up that Ghost Wing gives them a lot of potential to push objectives now uncontested for the most part. Wave pushing up here in mid, but Celeste is here to defend.
They almost got the trash talk into the core collapse. That would have been a pretty nice little combo there, but they take a little bit of damage. Rogue just regroups. They get the sigil. They're healed up. They're just boosted into the Crystal Trant. Rogue just feels like they're in the rhythm of the game.
Yeah, it definitely feels like it. Obviously, Jesus on this Jewel, not something that we see him on very often, actually, so I'm excited to see him expanding out into that hero pool and doing quite well on the Jewel, if I might say so myself. So that's gonna be someone to watch here. And with Daniel on the Glaive, he's falling a little bit behind here against the Jewel, and that's actually a really strong edge for the side of Rogue. Glaive should realistically win out on those early on trades.
What's up with Evol's build there?
Well, Evol here on the Vox is doing some interesting things with a little bit of a hybrid here on the Vox. Not something we see too often. We've seen it a couple times in EU on the Idris going for that double divergent path, but I don't think we've seen it on the Vox. Poison Shiv, going to be able to apply that mortal wound. Looks like he's going into the alternating current. I kind of feel like that might hinder them in the later stage of the game, but we'll have to see what he's able to do with it.
What does it add to what he's able to accomplish?
He's able to get attacks out quicker, and then he's also able to spread out that mortal wound, and we know how dominant mortal wound has been here on Sovereign's Rise. So we'll have to see if it's enough, though, because realistically, you could have just gone with the Spellfire on your Idris, got that mortal wound down
Daniel's
that way.
Getting lit up. Yeah,
he's gonna make it out. Yeah, he's gonna make it out. Glaive, pretty agile, pretty tanky, but Jesus, he might be able to get some push here with Daniel being so low.
He may indeed, and there's action happening up in top, but mostly just a slow push. Action down in bottom is you're gonna actually have 2 of TSM having to play super defensively, and then ultimately just get on out there. And what is Daniel? What's the plan here, bud? Like, he must have been calling for his team for like the last half hour. He can't do anything. At some point, you just have to make the call to back. Now he's going to back, but Shaded Talent's here. The turret's already gone down, and TSM feel like 2 steps behind Rogue here. Just Rogue fully setting the tempo of this game.
Yeah, it does feel that way. Evil, he's completed the alternating current, so he's going to be able to spam out attacks pretty quickly. He's going to be able to get that poison shiv laid out very quickly as well. But I'm going to have to, he's going to have to teach me how the team fight damage here is going to work out on this hybrid Vox. He's not going to be able to scale up the breaking point like he would on an all weapon Vox, and he doesn't have any scaling damage coming out of a crystal Vox either, so we'll have to see if Dragon's Eye or Shatterglass is the path that he goes.
Jesus with that big red button coming on through. Hammy will just go ahead and absorb that, not really a problem. TSM under the safety of their turret, and Rogue don't really seem to mind applying the damage here as they just heal right back up from that sigil. You still have Louis Vuitton's on holding the Divine Intervention as well. Jesus not really at that point, I guess, where he wants to fully commit, and now they're able to get some damage onto the turret. This should be their target focus. Turret's down, and Rogue just very simply back on out.
Yeah, it does look to be the case. Rogue, they've taken themselves quite a gold lead here in the past couple minutes. They're now sitting about 8,000 ahead of Team Solo Mid. We have a lot of crystal power coming out of the side of TSM, but we haven't seen a huge impact, which is actually not at all what I expected. I expected Hammy to really be able to have control over pretty much all stages of this game just based on the comp, but Rogue, they've been able to make it happen. Again, still waiting to see where Evil goes with this third item. He is approaching that 1,300 gold mark, which would allow him to get either the Shatterglass or the Dragon's Eye, and we'll have to see where he goes from there. Dragon's Eye would give him a lot of scaling in the team fights and really start to be able to obliterate teams around the 8, 9, 10 Dragon's Eye stack mark.
I'd like to see that just because the fights have been pretty long and drawn out, but I don't think it's something that he has to go. I'm really curious to see as well. On the other side, I mean, you talk about Hammy, we'll hold that. Maybe a little trash talk coming out here. But yeah, I'm looking for Hammy, like what's his third item gonna be? Because the first two items are kind of just like utility items and control for the Samuel. Like he's getting more of everything. He's useful with what he's doing, but he doesn't have that kill potential.
Now, he definitely needs to get into either a Dragon's Eye or a Shatterglass and be able to harass that front line. There's a lot of potential for him to do so, but Black Claw is going to go over to Rogue. Beautiful Bright Bulwark from LeVar there. Was able to block out the engage from Daniel coming over the wall, trying to get that steal and knock him back. So great plays from Rogue there, and they are going to start pushing down this mid wave with the Black Claw.
Wow. Rogue playing super clean here, and there was a lot of talk about everything that TSM has been doing so well in this preseason. Right now, TSM on the back foot, and this net worth lead is huge. It's gonna be the portal in. Very aggressive call out of Rogue, but Oblivion turns around the other way. You got 3 down from Rogue as they get roasted and toasted. I bet they wish they could have that one back, Noms. They're gonna lose 5. That's the ace, and that's how you throw a game.
That's definitely how you can start to throw a game for sure, is giving an ace over to the side of Team Solo Mid, especially with Ghostwing landing right now. So we all know that's such a huge buff here in this update. Obviously, that 25% damage boost to structures is something that TSM can take and they could really run away with, having such a heavy composition for pushing down objectives in the Celeste and in the Samuel.
Heavy indeed. My goodness gracious. I mean, okay, so you get the Arcane Passage, the whole team goes on through, but why? The thing is, like, if you have like the CP Vox, you don't ever actually want to be up in the fight. If you're playing a CP Vox, you want to just be dancing around the edge of the fight. Am I correct? Am I blacked out and just talking nonsense?
You're absolutely right. With the CP Vox that we have coming out of Evil, you definitely just want to target whoever the closest person to you is, so that your resonance bounces can then chunk away the rest of the team. It's actually one of the huge benefits to a Crystal Vox over a Weapon Vox is Crystal Vox, you actually want to focus the captain. You want your attacks to be on shaded talent so that the strong resonance bounces are hitting more vital targets on the backline, versus a Weapon Box, you need to be on that squishy target.
All right, somebody text Rogue and let them know what Denominate just said, and I'm sure they can turn this around. A little bit of a fight happening up in top as well as mid. A 4v4 in mid as TSM look to apply pressure onto the mid Team 1 turret. At the same time, Jesus onto the base turret almost in a 1v1 with Daniel. In fact, Jesus really getting the advantage here. The sigils keeping Rogue in fighting shape. Oblivion comes out, blocked off. TSM will be able to take this turret down eventually. and really just kind of interesting plays on how this Jules is able to pin this Glaive up into the top lane, but now he's in a bad position because TSM can rotate from the backside, and I'm not sure that Jesus can actually get out of here. He's not going to have a rocket leap. He's going to be caught here and taken down. The question is, what can Rogue do on the rest of the map in a response to this?
Well, Rogue, that looks like they're trying to rotate through jungle and just take whatever they can, but unfortunately TSM, they've been able to close that gold lead gap that Rogue had, almost 10,000 down to just above 3. So huge swing in gold there. Celeste has really started to come online. We've got the Spellfire, we've got the Shattered Glass, and we've got a Broken Myth coming out of Chuck, and very likely working into that Clockwork. So this is where Celeste starts to get incredibly scary. Hammy, he did not go with the Dragon's Eye, he did not go with the Shattered Glass, he went into the Broken Myth as well. I do actually think, now that I run it through myself a little bit quicker, they have triple Crystal Power. That Pierce is definitely needed for these mages, so this is a strong point for TSM if they can continue to pick fights like they did when Rogue made that.
Shimmer strike from Sibs. Chakram coming on through. Divine Intervention keeps Sibs alive. Cause one more attack, he would go down, but nobody seems to be able to connect. Evil's on the front side, he got jebaited in. LeVar taunted back just for a second. Shaded Talon, bada boom! He'll knock Evil back. He should get taken on down here. And Rogue just have to tuck tail and run once again. I guess the game plan for Rogue is just a 4 do something, 1 do something, because right now it's Jesus taking jungle camps up on the top side of the map. He's taking a healing camp, but he's full health, and it's kind of a questionable decision from where I'm sitting.
Yeah, it definitely feels like it could be that way. Evil and Sibs now taking their little dirt nap, as well as Ghostwing getting pushed here by the side of Team Solo Mid. If they're able to take this safely, they could make a substantial turnaround in this game.
Keep yourself safe, Joel. You're taking a lot of damage. Jesus gonna go for the weapon treant. Well, his team continues to fight here. I don't know about this one. Louis Vuitton down. Taken down. Cause Yummy Cat and Frenzy as a rocket leap comes over the wall. He'll jump on over here. Cause able to take down Jesus. Now let's see if Cause wants some more bulwarks. Down a little bit too late. LeVar. Why are you doing it, bud? Oh, get over here from over the wall. Shaded, what a talent. My goodness, they'll even go behind the turret, take down Evil. And very, very easy kill suddenly coming from TSM. As, you talked about them hitting power spikes, and if they can put it together, they're going to be very dangerous. They just put it all together like a set of Legos here.
Yeah, that definitely looks to be the case, and with that Ghostwing buff, we see Team Solo Mid, they're pushing in, they're looking for the armory, they're going to get it. And, oh man, Daniel even makes it out alive!
Dodge it! Oh, he's got a healing flash? Oh man, what a player. What a phenomenal player. Such an intelligent call. Solar Storm. Woo! Sibs! Good night, Sibs! Oh, he's not gonna take down. Oh, he is going down! Hammy got him. Corrupted kills coming out of Hammy. Hammywell Jackson making the plays.
Yeah, 4-1 and 7 on the board for Hammy. Going into a 4th offensive item. Hasn't even completed the tier 3 defense. And I think that actually shows quite a bit of comfort in where TSM are right now. They know that they can turn this around for themselves. They have a, looking at the beginning portion of this game with how dominant the side of Rogue was in a lot of the fights, as well as taking those objectives, looking at the scoreline, it's actually quite a close game throughout a majority of it. TSM with 17 kills on the board. Rogue, they do still maintain 1 more turret than the side of TSM, but that central armory did get taken down, and that means that middle wave is going to have that essentially ace buff to it at all times.
This is a super important team fight that's about to happen right now. Blacklaw being captured up. Rogue know that they can't allow this to go over to TSM. The Arcane Passage in one more time. Who's the focus? They're trying to take Chuck down. Can they do it? Yes. Chuck the first to drop. Now Rogue have a chance. Jesus stays alive long enough to do good damage here. It's traded 3 for 1. The perfect fight for Rogue. Can they keep Evil alive? Yes, they can. Lyra making the plays there. Shaded Talent forced to walk back all alone. Nobody to hold his hand. Blacklaw going to be taken down. Rogue putting together the perfect fight to nominate.
Yeah, they turned that around quickly and with some passion behind it. As it looked like TSM were setting up with the Blacklaw. It didn't look like they really cared if they took it. It looked like they were baiting in the fight. Rogue took the bite, and they took the fight to go with it. They're now marching down the mid lane. They've taken down that central turret before Blacklaw even makes it into base. And Black Claw may be able to take that armory. Meanwhile, Rogue, again, maintaining objective advantage. They push down into that bottom turret. They're going to look for the armory, and they might even look to close out the game.
I feel like TSM's about to smoke them and then go win the game right now, but I could be wrong. LeVar dropping low. They'll take the library down to start the fight off here. Looking for Louis Vuitton Don. He's down into the dirt. Sibs, it's time to make some wizard plays. He'll chunk through Hammy and Shade of Talent, not able to finish up there. TSM all stay alive, Sibs. Shroud step forward, Cause jumps on in. Solar Storm's not there, but Cause doesn't matter. He's the little kitty cat. Gets the kill. Big red button, almost. Oh, Jesus. What a big red button, would you say? Daniel is going to try and trade with Jesus, but this is Jewel versus the Glaive. You're going to get dunked on. Even, dude, come on down. Give Jesus the 2-for-1 deal.
Yeah, Jesus very, very healthy right now. Meanwhile, Kaz and Daniel are pretty crippled. A little bit of a different build coming out of this Jewel, though. Typically in the Jewels, we do see the Sorrow Blade and then going into either a couple Monocles or a couple Tornado Triggers. This time around, we have the Serpent's Mask and the Breaking Point. So a lot more sustain out of Jewel rather than upfront damage. But another Ghost Swing is going to go over to the side of Team Solo Mid.
Dude, Louis Vuitton Don just got an armory. Snuck that.
Yeah, good plays out of him, but can he make it out alive here is the real question.
No.
No?
It's not happening.
The answer is no. So that is now a pretty staggered death timer on the side of Rogue, and that's a feels bad man moment for sure. I have to see what TSM are able to do with it, if they're able to push any objectives. It's really what they're going to be looking for. You know, TSM, they were the ones all last weekend averaging the lowest game times. We're now here approaching the 22-minute mark, and it looks like TSM are kind of struggling to regain their footing. They had a couple really good turnaround fights, but Rogue, they were able to answer right back with a lot of control, some good plays coming out of Sibs. We've seen those Chakrams chunking Chuck out for 500 damage apiece, so yeah, that is huge. If you want to make note, we have a teleport boots purchased by Sibs here.
Teleport boots on Sibs?
Yep. So
no surprises there. Sibs is a sneaky player. Look, they do have a forward scout cam down in that bottom lane. It will be timing out fairly soon. So this is either going to happen later in the game or it's going to happen really quickly.
There's the teleport boots from Sibs right now.
Ports back. Oh, 2 teleport boots. Evo and Sibs, they're going to make the run for it. You need to stop the ports back. Cause porting. Daniel as well. Cause is back. Daniel's is canceled. Okay, Hammy, he's here as well. They're trying to body block, but this is going to be going to Rogue. Oh, Flash X. That's a tough one to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. Rogue come through with an excellent teleport boots play out of Evil and Sibs there. And, you know, Flash, I love you, but I think you're right. I think Munchables might need to rethink his power rankings.
Maybe he'll have to rethink it, but at the same time, I think it's really important to realize, like, okay, so Rogue played phenomenally early game, but TSM was down like 10,000 net worth. They have a higher net worth at the end of this game, so they were able to make some really serious and solid shot calls to